door's open. So you're probably wondering, how did you open that door? Well, before I go inside, let me tell you a tale. The tale of a locked door and the great mystery which guards its keys. It all started when I spoke to Aster. I had invited his brothers to the festival, and yet they were nowhere in sight. He took me to the door to the Tailspun Citadel, but this time it was under heavy lock and key, and Aster didn't know why. But when he left, on the ground lied 3 messages. 2 were jumbled, but the first had this story. Pause if you'd like to read it. When I read it, I knew it was our first clue. From the first 2 sentences, I ended up discovering a flame staff in front of the Deathless Fountain. Having the staff made me realize what was next. I brought it to 4 braziers, in order of the story. The one near the performers, then the one near the drunk customers, and then the one near the tired workers, ending with the last one within the barracks. Boom! After lighting them all, the last one led me to a mysterious map, containing pots and some words in Winnick. After translating them, it read, something missing? From here, I scoured the town, until I found that layout of pots with an extra custom one. And after punching it a bit, out fell the key of the keeper. Key of the keeper, yes! After inserting the first key into the door, the second story revealed itself. Pause if you'd like to read it. The Crimson Merchant immediately clued me towards the Dungeon Scroll Merchant, who had a map with 3 weapon models I needed to interact with. At least, that's what the Winnick said. Interact. Interacting with each of the 3 weapons across Deathless made a spirit reveal itself, and each of them guided me towards a sword, which I had to extract from the stone. Whoa. After doing so, a festival worker gave me a free diamond token. Wow! The sword, on the other hand, needed to be put to rest in a silent corner. So I found the corner, laid the sword bare, and received the key of the voice. Oh yup, key of the voice. After inserting his key into the door, the final story became apparent, and it was particularly cryptic. The distributor of maps this story was talking about was the Scavenger Hunt NPC. Beside him, a map of Deathless's layout, with some parts of it colored a little brighter than others. These marked 4 pieces of a secret Scavenger Hunt map. Scavenger Hunt Day ? After far too much searching, I was led to a secret room above the bar, with a crystal ball, revealing... yeah, that place. And after going there, the key of the Wanderer made itself apparent upon their grave. There we go, key of the Wanderer, ... A death of 3. You remember. How could you have ever forgotten? It's time to end this tale. Oh, it's time to end this tale! Oh, those are fighting words. I'm excited. And with the final key inserted, the door began to open. What was behind it? Well, this tale isn't quite complete yet. Let's cut back to the present, and see just what awaits us within the Tailspun Citadel. The lock is gone! Huh? That says something in Winnick? The door's open. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. It's been a year, man! There's only one thing left to do. Yep. In the Tailspun capital. Oh, it's his brothers. The Keeper, the Envoy, and the Traveler, they're all here like they said they'd be. Ah, you finally arrived. Hello, friend. What are you doing here? An excellent question. I'd certainly like to know myself why we've gathered here instead of in Debtless. We could not interact with the storyteller until the time was right. The tale has now reached the point at which we can... Oh, not the story nonsense again. What's gotten into you? You were never like this before. What changed? Nothing changed, brother. I just tried to keep it away from you. Both of you. I saw no need to break a horrible truth when it wasn't necessary. This is ridiculous. I refuse to believe this. He's right, Envoy. We are what we are, and there's no changing that. We can only hope we're enough of ourselves for him. Really? You too? I don't see you for decades, and all of a sudden you show up parroting this. This nonsense. I can barely recognize you. That'd be on account of the memory loss, I think. But we're all different now. Time has changed us. Ugh, I'm sorry, fine. I'll stay. I'm here to see our brother, after all. Wouldn't be a good look to just leave. That's all I ask. You must have questions. Maybe we can answer them. Why was the door to the Citadel locked? I'm not sure. I suspect the magic that has allowed us to be here did not want our meeting to come so soon. I don't think it's that simple. I think he just isn't ready. But you've broken the locks now. He can't hold himself back anymore. Do you know this place? It's familiar. I know I've been here before, and yet I can't remember. If it makes you feel any better, neither can I. How would that make me feel better? Something about being in it together. I don't know. I know it. I know it well, but it's not something I'd like to speak about. I prefer these memories stay buried. If I'm not mistaken, this is where, these three met their end, which is a bit terrifying. Why have you all followed the festivals? It's the role I've been given in this tale. I have no other choice. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. There's a sense of nostalgia there, I feel. Happy memories from before. Well, you know, it's a reason why I haven't fought it as much as I could have. Well, for me, it's the best time for myself to manifest, I suppose. There's always work to be done out here. I hear you on the nostalgia, though. Perhaps that's why we always try to bring a piece of the beyond with us to Debtless, to make the festivities as lively as we wished they could have been. I don't have a reason I can remember. Like clockwork, every year I find myself at Debtless Gates, at the right time for the festival. If I could choose, though, I would still visit during the winter. Something about that feels right. Do you remember what happened to you? Vaguely. Not enough to put together the full picture anyway. I do, but it's not my story to tell. Oh, really? Maybe I can tell it in your stead then. That's not what I meant, and you know it. I do know. I also know what happened that day was entirely your fault. You just had to be the hero, didn't you? You couldn't be happy with where you were already. You needed to be greater. No, I couldn't. But we're long past that mistake now. I think I knew, even then, how it would end. But I still went along with it, and now... Well, now we're here, I suppose. Nowhere to move but forward. It's all we can do in the end. So what now? Hello? Oh, hi, Aster. Hello? Are you down here? I noticed the door had opened, but... Oh, you're here. Hello, brother. It's been a while, hasn't it? It has. It really has. I didn't think you'd come. And why would you think something like that? If you called for us, of course we'd come. It doesn't matter. You're here now. You're actually here. I've practiced what I wanted to say so many times, but I can't remember any of it now. Of course. I'm sorry. I should have been able to save you all back then. I should have tried harder. No. Maybe you could have done something different, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't your fault. I've spent much of my clarity to get here. To tell you this. It's the one thing I refuse to forget. You weren't responsible for that loss, Aster. Any of us could have done any number of things differently to prevent it, but it doesn't matter. What's done is done. We can't turn back time and undo those mistakes. but we're all here now somehow, aren't we? He's right. We might all be gone, but we've found our own ways forward. I, for one, am doing quite alright for myself, I feel. Even if I don't quite have a pulse anymore. It's not the same, though, is it? I can't help but feel as though I've failed you three. I've done my best to right that wrong, but I still don't feel like I've succeeded. You've done as much as you can, Aster. There's nothing to be gained by running yourself into the ground to reach a goal that's unattainable. My time here is limited. I need to leave soon. Just try to remember what I said, alright? Oh, okay. If you must leave, I can't stop you. But it was good to see you again. I've missed you. All three of you. I'll be taking my leave soon as well. I only have a limited time off after all. Aster, I feel like I'm still missing much of the context here, but I can tell that loss is real. You're allowed to mourn, brother, but you need to let it go eventually. You can't hold on to that forever. I just noticed the winter dude's gone. I'll try to keep that in mind. There goes the envoy. I can't help but notice you haven't said a word. I didn't want to interrupt. It was important to them, and it's important to you. You're not really him anymore, are you? The others, they're close, but I feel like you've lost something crucial. No, I'm not. His ambition drove him to his end, having listened to so many stories of heroism, that he would do anything to become one. I'm the parts of him that are left behind. I see. And the others, there. Do you really need me to answer that? Yes, actually, I do. I need to know if I managed to succeed even a little, or if my efforts were in vain once again. I think the answer doesn't matter. We've all changed in our own ways, but haven't you done so as well? We may not be what we once were, but to grow is to change, and we always lose a part of ourselves in that process. In all ways that matter. Is this any different? That man may be gone, and your grief is real, but we're all here now, aren't we? Can't that be enough? I don't know if it can, but I think I'd like to try anyway. Then when the glow of the bonfire wreathes this town once more in its warm light, come and pay me a visit. Let us mourn that loss together. I can do that. I'll see you then, brother. And before you go, thank you for being here. Now it's just me and Aster. Goodness, sorry to have ignored you, I suppose. That was just a lot. I need to sort through my thoughts, but you did help. I have a gift for you. It's a powerful item, but it feels right to give it to you, here and now. Aster's Call? Thank you again. I don't know what else to say. Huh. Gains additional effects for each held festival emblem, and if I left-click it right now. Walk speed from Emblem of the Spirits, health regen from Emblem of the Bonfire, sprint regen from Emblem of the Blizzard, and experience bonus from Emblem of the Heroes. Okay, that's kind of sick. I'm gonna give this a go once I'm done talking to Aster. Is there anything more you need said? I suppose not. Back through the doors we go. Ah, weird door. No! What are you doing here? Hey, you! Did you put this thing here? It's obstructing my daily stroll. No? Fine. Well, since you're here, take a look at this! So, what do you think? I took a look at all those decorations and thought, wow, maybe I should do some merchandising too. And so, the official Rooster Island plushie! I'm gonna sell millions! And I'll spend the money on my wife and kids. You love it, I can tell. You can have this one free of charge. I know, I'm so generous, you don't need to say it. Unassuming chicken plushie. ... That's all I have, bye. Huh. Plushie of a chicken. And its description reads, this has nothing to do with what you just went through. Odd. Maybe Nono has more? What? Can I get another chicken plushie? What? You think I'm just gonna give you another plushie after what you did? Forget about it! ... Okay, fine. I need the money. It'll cost you 2 diamond festival coins. How does that sound? Fair? Unfair? Sorry, a bit too expensive, mate. Good! I hope you stay poor! I don't want to talk to him anymore. Alright, with all 4 emblems in the inventory, and left clicking, it seems as though they're all active. So if I right click... Whoa! And that lasts for 10 minutes. Honestly, after starting this journey about a year ago, getting all of Aster's brother to the Tailspun Citadel, and accomplishing that final cryptic puzzle to get the conclusion that Aster needed, this was an absolutely fantastic conclusion to Aster's story. He was finally able to talk to his brothers, and though he certainly isn't exactly happy, it really helped Aster move on from his survival guilt and reconnect with his reincarnated brothers. I could not have asked for a better conclusion to the festival lore. And as for what's next for Aster and his brothers, I suppose we'll have to see when the Festival of the Bonfire 2024 rolls around. This has been Duoface, and if you excuse me, it's time to go back into hibernation until the Festival of the Bonfire. Just kidding, but also that might actually happen depending on how busy or not I am. Anyway, have a good one!